Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So I'm here in this beautiful park, almost at sunset time, here to talk about an important topic, not so often discussed but very important. So today's video is going to be about demons, which is a subject that many people are interested in. So we're going to talk about what demons are and what sort of instances you can find them, in what shapes and forms you can see them, and everything in between. So demons are masses of dark energy, dark force, that if you read the Bible or even if you're not historical, you'll recognize as in the Bible, you'll recognize the story between Satan and God. So you'll know that Satan is the fallen angel, and you know that devil and everything related with devil and evil spirits came after the fallen. So basically, devils are followers of Satan, or they start as, how do they start? So they start as in this mass energy forms with black color that could be small or big, and they can appear in many places, in day or in daylight or during nighttime is you can see more often demons, because as everyone probably knows, daytime is where the light work happens, when the angels and all the light work and the light workers happen to work. And so daytime is the hours of the night where it's usually taken off by darkness. So everything, like I always say, is in perfect balance. We have light and night, and we have darkness and light in a sort of in a spiritual way, light work. So going back to our conversation, demons, you can see them, they start off as very low, what is called as well as very low entities. So people that have done very grievous crimes, or that have in a lot of ways done not nice stuff in this world, and they couldn't come to light. So what is that also makes me want to talk about purpose, and what's the purpose of life, and what's the purpose of being alive. And the purpose of being alive is reaching enlightenment. And so a lot of people talk about enlightenment. A lot of people, especially the Buddhist religion, where Buddha reached enlightenment through meditation. According with Akashic records and sacred knowledge, this is the only way to reach enlightenment, is through meditation, regardless of your religion or belief. And so what other things related with enlightenment you can see and you can talk about? So, talking about low densities, low masses, dark masses and low entities, which are people that have committed grievous crimes, people that never reached enlightenment and failed to reach, or even the opposite, committed crimes against humanity, and so they remain in the most level form. There is many levels to enlightenment and many levels to reach the highest forms and the light forms. There's also many levels. There are also many levels in the darkness. There's also many levels in not reaching the ultimate state. So that's one way you can see them. It's basically low entities that became demons because of the energy they attract, and so because they've done bad things to people, they want to do bad things to people when they're dead as well, because they don't know better and they don't know how to break that cycle. And so that is the very first level. So then you have other things which you have more stronger demons, which are big masses that sometimes come in groups as well. So one very interesting thing is these very low entities that I spoke about, small dark masses, they usually come alone. But when they become powerful, they tend to hang in groups. And so sometimes you can see a person possessed with multiple spirits. And that's a very difficult work to manage. It's also a very difficult work to take all the demons off that person. But there is power, there is demons that are very powerful. So they can come from low power, medium power, higher power. Within the darkness realm, there's also what's called monsters, which are creatures. So creatures have different purposes from demons, but in all of the darkness realm, you don't want to encounter any of this for your own good, for your own purpose. None of this are going to be good to you, none of this are going to be helpful, and none of this is going to be a happy encounter. So one very important thing that I want to add, and that is the whole purpose of me making this video, is that darkest entities and lower forms of energy are powerless without you. So we as humans are a source of energy, and they tend to absorb and capture all your weaknesses and vulnerabilities. So it's not about capturing your darkest feelings or darkest thoughts. It's more about your fragility, your vulnerability, your weaknesses. So if you're weak in spirit, you're more prone to be attacked or to have spiritual attacks. And because of this, if you're going through depression or high anxiety or having a job that really doesn't resonate with you and it's making you unhappy, or a relationship, you also have to protect yourself way more in comparison with other people. You really have to protect yourself as much as you can, especially because a lot of times people can't get out of the lowest forms. So even though you recognize that you're sick, or you recognize you're not feeling well with yourself, you also can't change that feeling. And so I would definitely recommend you protect yourself as much as you can. So when you're in this state, you're more prone to you're more prone to demon entities and darkness entities, because they are looking for vulnerabilities in people so they can capture the body and take over the body. It's basically a lazy work. So what they're ultimately trying to do is they're trying to find someone that is weak enough that can be easily overpowered. And so people with vulnerabilities are okay. Some of the signs that you may be already possessed or being very prone to these sort of entities is, for example, when you have sort of shakes or trembles and your body just shivers, top to your head till bottom of your toes for no reason. So that is a sign that you may be possessed right now, or there was an attempt or several attempts of that happens. Other signs are tendencies to eat a lot, because when you eat a lot, you're disconnected from your body. So it's not the hunger that is eating. It could be mental health issues. It could be other people overpowering your body and wanting that body sick, wanting to sickening that body, wanting to destroy your health, destroy your life, and everything in between, really. Okay, so these are some of the signs. The most obvious ones as well. Your eyes change. So if you have friends, very close friends, family that says your eyes are looking different, or the way you look at people looks different, that could be one of the reasons. So going back to dark entities and what they are about, the very main reason for this video, and the reason I wanted to make this video today, is because I wanted to tell you that regardless of the level of entities that you encounter, and they're all around us, you're gonna be more attacked if you're, like I said before, if your ego and if your spirit is fragile. But they are completely powerless without you. That's why they chase us around. They chase us around to really get into some sort of power, because they're really powerless. And I want everyone to be aware that you should treat them as powerless beings. We should not pay attention to these mainstream horror movies, mainstream spirit stories, mainstream haunted houses that make us believe and drawn to those places. So then you give attention to these things, and when you give attention, you're putting energy on them, and when you're putting energy on them, they're becoming more powerful. So that's exactly what you want. That's why you're so attracted to heritage sites. That's why you're so attracted to haunted houses. That's why we all have some sort of drawn for the occult, for the mysticism, for the unknown. That's because those things are also attracting you. They need you to do their mischievous things. Okay, so if you encounter something like that, make your prayers or your mantras and just repel whatever that is, because it works. Okay, and also because you're clearly not giving them permission to take over your body. So you can tell them to go away. You can tell them that I don't want you. I can tell you, I recognize that you're here. My body is strong. My body won't allow you to take over me. You can say stuff like that. And also, if you feel those energies, because a lot of people are, they're more intuitive than others. We're all intuitive and we're all spiritual, but some people have too many filters to be able to recognize this. And so it is very important that for those that they're a little bit further ahead in their awakening journey, it's very important these people to recognize and tell them that here you are powerless. In my choice and in my power, I am choosing right now, not giving you any opportunities to grow, not any opportunities to take over me. And also, if you feel those things, do not give them any attention. Do not pay them any attention. Completely ignore them. Do not put your energy, because a simple thing as giving attention to someone is, when you're giving attention to something or attention to someone, you're also putting your energy there. You're giving it energy. You're giving it power. And so we don't want to do that.